tomorrow, whatever works best for you.
Hey, perfect. Hey, I'm Ryan with the Bridge Group. I'm here with JW at Allied Title, just trying to get into the nitty gritty of what does a title company really do?
Yeah, no, great question. We get that a lot. What is title insurance? Why do I need it? What's better than one? Anything like that. Title insurance is basically something that's going to protect you and your investment. So when you're purchasing a home, a lot of people don't realize that you could have, the person that you're buying it from, they could have, let's say, back taxes, and those taxes are tied to that property, not to the person. So they sell the home. If the title insurance company doesn't properly get that cleared, then guess who's now on the hook to pay those other people's back taxes that's levied against the property? It's going to be your buyers or the new owners of it. That's just one example. There's other examples that are more extreme, but much more rare. Let's say somebody passed away and their only kid is like, hey, I'm going to sell my father's home or my mother's home or whatever it would be. Awesome. Well, they didn't realize that dad had actually a marriage that he didn't tell them about 40 years ago and has 2 other children. And those children technically have rights to that home if there's not a will that says everything goes to the one child. So we have to find, when somebody passes away, other potential descendants or family members that may have legal rights to the property and make sure that's cleared. So when someone buys it, you're not in a home for 2 years and someone comes knocking the door and says, hey, legally this property's mine.
Wow. And like you said, with the insurance, I mean, gosh, how long have you seen where someone hasn't paid their taxes, where someone could have potentially been on the
So, it's rare that you see anything crazy, right? That, oh my gosh, there's $1 million or something just absurd. A lot of the times what it is, it's small little tax judgments and liens, maybe be like an HOA violation. So they're smaller, but how things go. There's penalties or interest, those can stack up if you don't realize it for several years. But a lot of times it's difference of a couple $1,000s, a couple $100, nothing too crazy.
Okay, and now insurance, just like anything with a car or a boat, I mean, what would picking a title company, a specific one, kind of help?
For sure. So, you mentioned a car, a boat, something like that. One thing to keep in mind, title insurance is a bit more expensive, but it's a one-time purchase. Your car, you're paying that every month. And, hey, it's only cost me $30. Yeah, but you have a car every month for 50 years, right? That adds up. House is a one-time payment to protect it. But what you really want to look for, what is to worry about, is some of those things that we just mentioned. Good title insurance companies are going to get those things cleared. Bad title insurance companies aren't. So you want to look at reviews. You want to trust your realtor because your realtors are doing a lot of these transactions. They're working with companies that they know that they can trust. We get title back all the time from a property that maybe sold 3 years ago. There's a lot of these fly-by-the-night title companies or these online-only commercial title companies that you never heard of, and you look at the title and it's an absolute wreck. There was 4 different probates on it. There was deceased people. There was tax liens. None of it was cleared. Now, luckily, we come in and help clear that for the next person, but the person that was selling it, they were on that hook for 3 years. There could have been a lot of damage done there. So really talk to your agent, talk to your realtor, make sure that they have somebody that they trust. And also make sure it's a title company that's working for you. One of the biggest things that we do, especially here in the Houston area, we're in our office today. It's a fun time. We got ping pong tables and beer on tap in a bar. We have a great time and celebrate the closing experience. But what we also do is we provide free closings anywhere in the entire country. Well, in the whole world for that matter. We've closed in over 30 different countries. But specifically here in Houston, it's a big spot. So why force a title company to tell you that, hey, you live in Katy, we're gonna make you drive to Baytown to do a closing, or you live in Galveston, you gotta drive up to the Woodlands. Don't do that. Just say, hey, I want y'all to come to me. Y'all shouldn't charge me for it. It shouldn't be added cost. I should still get great service and do my closing. That really helps me out. And that's one thing we really specialize in, Go to your kid's daycare, go to your office. We know there's a lot of things going on. We're right here off the West Loop. I watch it all day. It takes people 20 minutes to drive 2 miles, all right? Don't make people fight that traffic if they don't want to.
Yeah, kind of like what we say, Houston is an hour away from Houston.
Correct, exactly. So you don't want to be an hour away from your title company, right?
Yes. Now, anything that you kind of see that people don't really know much about title insurance or just title companies in general?
Yeah, for sure. One of the big things I think last year, Joe Biden in his final State of the Union address, and I'm not making this political whatsoever, but one thing that he did talk about was trying to get rid of title insurance. Well, what's funny is title insurance already is optional. You technically don't have to have it. You can get an attorney to actually look through the chain of title and sign a letter saying it looks good. Using very rudimentary terms, obviously, with this. The problem is they don't do that for a living, and they really don't know how to clear title, and they don't have any insurance protecting you. Also, the other issue with that is if you're getting a mortgage on a home, which let's face it, 99% of people are getting a mortgage. They're not buying their house with 100% cash. Your lenders require it because they want to protect their investment too. They don't want to give you $500,000 to buy a home only for that home to go to somebody else in 6 months, and there's no asset there to protect that $500,000. So that's the biggest thing, the kind of misconception we've seen over the last 6 months to a year with title is, well, I don't think I need it. I promise you, you need it. And if you're buying a $750,000 home, it's worth a couple of $1,000s to make sure you're protecting that investment.
Yeah, no
You're
doubt.
going to gain that back in appreciation in the year.
Right. All right. Well, thank you so much, JW.
Absolutely a pleasure. Look, if y'all need an awesome realtor, this is your guy. I'm telling you.
Thank you. I'm Ryan with the Bridge Group. Let's find a home you like.
Sweet, man.